And welcome to the Friends of Zeus podcast. Here we are. This is episode whatever. It's written right there for you to see. I think it's 255.
Yeah, and I just real quick, I gotta apologize. Last episode, like
You,
it's, I
you
think
got it
there's one
all.
number on the thumb. We say another number, and then there's like
Yeah.
another number somewhere else.
we
They're
Number's
all
should
not
do,
different.
important.
we should
It's
do
not
that all the
important.
time. This is episode 86.
Yes.
And we're here tonight. Let's see. Desiree is going to, Zeus would say, steer the ship tonight. It's we've got a topic for you, and Desiree's going to present it, and we will have a conversation about it. This is the way we do things. And also, we have no Zeus again.
What's
We
up
are,
with that?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. This guy, he's working like 8 days
He,
a week.
I know his schedule's been a little like all over the place, but he said it should be settling down.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think he
I think
said.
he'll be available on our nights again soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
soon. But he wants us to try to do it Mondays because that's the night he could. But then this week he couldn't. So I don't know.
I couldn't either. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Desiree, it's all yours. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, you could say steer the plane.
Okay.
So,
Ooh.
oh, hey.
Nice.
But I got a couple questions first. Mr. Maryland man, did you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Looks good. Looks good. I like they
Sharp.
poofed it up a little bit, like
Yeah,
the
that's just the natural. Yep. It does
Also, where
that.
are you in this electrical room?
It's the back of a old pinball machine with the
Hmm.
back taken off of it. It's just a picture. It was at a like an antique store place we went to
Hmm.
a few months
Hmm.
ago.
Cool.
And it was
Well,
just open. I was like, that's kind of cool. I just like taking pictures of stuff that looks
Take
cool.
pictures of random things.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And
I
then I
do.
use them
Everyone does.
as backgrounds.
That's cool. Anyway, yeah, so steer the plane. So, there's not a whole lot happening. Well, there is kind of, but we don't really know what's happening because it's not in the country. But there's a lot of goings-ons at
Mm-hmm.
airports or
Mm.
something. Like, what's happening at the airports? Like, why is there so much news coming out of, Denver or whatever, where whatever insert airport name here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff happening. Have you flown recently, anybody?
I haven't, but I will not be on next week's episode because this time next week I'm going to be on a golf trip.
Did you have to fly there?
Yeah.
Well, I hope
Um,
everything's fixed.
yeah, I am too. I've been
Yeah.
checking.
Well, so the biggest thing I guess that's going on is there's the partial government shutdown, which I didn't even know there was that upcoming. I didn't hear any threats of said shutdown.
Oh, it's been going on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, government shutdown. I didn't know that. So
Isn't this
partial,
isn't the
go ahead.
shutdown done
It's
now? Isn't it over?
No, it's
no.
technically not
And it's not the whole government. It's just HSA
partial.
funding.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I
DHS.
thought. It was the funding for Department of
Um,
Homeland Security, right?
correct.
Yeah,
And
Be,
just
and
that.
and we'll get into like why, but okay. So
yeah.
yeah, there's an issue there for sure.
So yeah, that it was Congress hadn't passed the funding for Department of Homeland Security. So because that didn't happen, all the things that fall under that category, they get shut down. That would be like
FEMA,
Coast Guard. That would be like cybersecurity stuff,
FEMA.
TSA,
Yep. TSA,
um,
ICE,
normally ICE and Border Patrol.
CPB.
Yeah. Counter terrorists.
Yeah, stuff like that. So they're not getting FEMA, which is unfortunate because it is springtime in the heartland, and we can
Yeah.
get some gnarly shit going on here, and we might need FEMA.
But
And
the
they're
Now,
boy,
now,
they're
but is
terrible
this?
FEMA trailers.
But now, just I guess we'll get into it. So now, is this the result of a complete government shutdown, or is it?
no.
Because my understanding was it was the Democrats are not funding because because the funding is attached to a bill that they basically are blocking. So as
Hmm.
a result, they're essentially holding us all hostage because they don't want to fund something else, or they don't want.
Yes. They
Okay,
don't want to fund ICE.
Yeah, so
They
back
don't
when
want
we
to
talked
fund that
about
part of Homeland Security, and instead of they're trying to make it into like a takeout menu. Like we need funding for Homeland Security, and they're trying to say I'll do one, two, three, skip four. They're trying to do that.
gotcha.
So
when we talked about our thrice in a row ice our thrice
Our thrice ice
our
episodes.
thrice is ice episodes.
mhm.
So, we talked about how the Democrats like don't want them they want them to not wear masks. They want them to have like body cameras. They want
It's
them to
yeah,
have whatever the fuck, you know.
it's all theater.
And
It's
they don't want them to basically exist or do what they what
Right. I
they're
mean,
basically there to do.
exactly. I mean,
um
it's so infantile, but
Well, they
anyway.
don't want immigration enforcement.
Right, exactly. I mean, they've
Yeah,
been very clear about that. I mean,
yep.
there's
And
no
and they
question about it, you know?
and they also want these people to vote.
Correct.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yep.
I mean,
So go
um
again,
ahead,
this
Beth.
isn't us saying it.
No, this is
This is
them
them
saying it.
saying it. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
There was one politician who actually said something about like it's worth Americans having to suffer this.
Yeah.
This she used the word like,
Hmm.
like it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's terrible.
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it up real fast. I thought I said it, but I didn't. Because there was like five things. They want to ban enforcing immigration actions at schools, hospitals, and churches, daycare centers, and polling places.
Okay.
Ready? Um, which hospitals? Who's going in the hospital and fucking getting you? That's like a
Oh, I
HIPAA
guess
violation. But anyway, um, they want to shift. Wait, no. They want to shift some funding, proposing to aim separate ICE funding from the border DHS or from the broader DHS budget allowed for targeted restrictions. So they don't want it basically kind of don't want it funded in under the DHS anymore. Banning banning racial profiling or profiling based on language or accent.
I mean, it's so
how do you
Oh,
how
absurd.
do you
what?
how do you even do this if you don't take
It,
into account
yeah,
that someone may not be from here?
it's
Um,
so absurd.
if you don't talk like you're from here, then you're
You might
probably
not
not
be,
from here. Yeah,
Yeah.
or you might not be.
that's pretty simple.
I
You're worth a look.
right. And
Even if
again,
your parents weren't and you were like first generation, you're not going to have that accent. I'm sorry, but you're just not.
Well, even if you do, if we're talking about them basically trying to enforce immigration, and in doing so, how do they not profile? How do they not like take that into account that this person looks and sounds and is behaving like someone who's not from here? Like to at least inquire, "Hello,
yeah.
sir. Yeah, I see you're
And
hanging out here at Home Depot, and I've heard you basically not say a lick of English, and
right. And
you don't look
and
European."
you're tattooed on your face.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, the thing is though, the because this it all sounds like pretty hinky, right? I mean, it's like, oh man, people shouldn't be stopped and asked for their papers and although
No,
that's
I
not really
sure.
what's happening, and I can get with that. I don't want that to happen. But what's happening, the reality of what's happening is for a lot of these, they're going in, they have specific people that they're looking for, right? So they're looking for Carl and they track Carl down and they find Carl and he's at this apartment complex or whatever. And they show up there and they barge in and they notice that he's on a podcast with Desiree and me. And they're like, who are those people that you're associating with? And it's like, oh, that's Michael. He's from, you know, San Salvador, and that's Desiree. It's like, in other words, people that are here that they're looking for, and these are people that have committed crimes. They're not hanging out with, PTA president typically. So there's other people that are already kind of suspicious because of the caliber of person they're picking up, who could be a
Right.
murderer, a rapist. He's playing poker with six other guys. Yeah, you're going to want to know who those guys are. And that's it. That's generally how things are. They're not just driving up and like randomly grabbing people. I mean, for the most part. Again,
Yeah, and
Home
even
Depot is a known place, and you go there looking for one person, and they're standing there talking to 10 other people. It's not a stretch. It's not a stretch, I guess. But anyway,
no, like you're just like kind of almost guilty by association, if you will.
at
Like
least to be checked.
you're
Yeah.
around.
At least to be checked.
Yeah.
Like if you are like a not if we're not talking about immigration, like if the cops are coming and doing a drug bust, let's just say,
Hmm.
and you are just rolling up to the house to buy the drugs, but you haven't bought the drugs.
They're going
You're
to
just
question
there.
you.
They're gonna ask, "Hey, what you doing
Uh,
here?
100%. I mean, this
Mm.
happens.
Why
This
don't you
is,
come over
again,
here? Cool, we got some questions."
it's like willful ignorance on a lot of people. Like, again, you don't have to be like super intelligent or lived a crazy life to understand how you would deal with police, right? And how people who are guilty and feel that they're kind of in the wrong, how they deal with police. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to like, hey, sir, and just start throwing a punch or like spitting in their face. I mean, I don't understand why this like did this
Now,
not get taught at some point? I don't know.
well, so the first thing Desiree said about not no churches, no daycares, no hospitals, no elementary schools, what have you. Now, do you are they basically because that's not completely unreasonable.
Yeah,
That's not
I'm
unreasonable.
But what I'm saying is, are they saying to prohibit that just to make Americans think that that's actually happening?
it
Like, is
could
it
be.
like basically saying, oh, you know what I mean? We gotta stop them from doing that because they're doing that all over the country right now, and it's wrong and it's not proper. Or are they, you know what I mean? Like, is that actually happening, or are they just trying to make Americans think that it's happening?
Who knows?
I
I
wonder about that because I'm not seeing like those reports all over NPR and CNN, like,
right,
elementary school busted, 5 children abducted without parents' consent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
right.
seeing that story.
No.
Yeah,
So I
because
want,
even then, that would be kidnapping. It doesn't, because that doesn't matter if you're legal or not. You can't be taking kids
that's
out of
Yeah.
what,
places.
right. I don't think they're doing that. That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I'm saying.
And
Like,
I
I don't
haven't
this.
heard of them busting into churches.
Yeah, I haven't heard that at all. And I find it ironic considering,
Don
they
Lemon.
don't seem to have a problem with people busting in the churches all, but
No,
now they do.
right.
Anyway, and
Which
it's
I'm
not
like, you can,
happening.
you know what? You can say whatever you want because Quick Trip's down the street. So
Yeah.
whatever. Or
Yeah.
Home Depot's around the corner. So fucking whatever.
I
It's fine.
Carl, I think that is I think you've nailed it. I
And
mean,
no,
from a
and I
rhetoric thing, it's such a
the
great
rhetoric
play.
thing,
It's a
right?
great play.
And I think as far as the racial profiling, again, I don't know how you can do this without taking into account what someone looks and sounds like if they don't speak English and they don't have papers, and if they're only going after the criminals and the people they round up by association, then even that's like a red herring that they're not doing it. But I'm just being frank. I think for law enforcement, some profiling happens
It
and
has
it's
to.
Yeah.
okay. And if you ban it, then you're just opening up the government to lawsuits and claims. They only grab me because I look
Yeah.
Mexican, and you know
hmm
what I mean? Like
And it's hard
why
to
would you
really
put
ban that because it's so, I mean,
it's
people have inherent biases. I mean, it's
of
just going
course.
to, it's psychology. We're not
Right.
robots.
But
Right,
So,
also,
but you're
yeah.
setting up false claims, and and you're just opening these guys, and that's what they're trying to do. I mean,
Mm,
like when after 9/11, when they were trying to enforce the airports, and they were worried about Islamic terrorists, the left kind of made a big stink about that. Oh, you're profiling Muslims, and it's like, well,
well, yeah.
they're the ones who just attacked us, and they're the ones who were calling for the death to the devil America. And we're not really worried about any.
How they feel about that.
We're not looking for Latino terrorists right
yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. And it's not even like I think a lot of times when you say they are the ones that did it, people read that as like, well, they're not the ones that did it or whatever. And these are the same people that do guilt by association with
Right?
to their opponents all the time. But to your point is, it's people that look like this are the ones that did it. And so I'm going to look, if
Yeah.
everyone was described as having a Saudi Arabian passport, save one or two, I'm not going to start my search in the Congo. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just
Right.
not, why would I do
Yeah.
that?
And if we're looking for terrorists, this is like when TSA first came about and all that. We're specifically looking for men in their 20s generally
Right.
who fit a particular profile. Like, how do you not use that in some kind of reasonable
It,
stop and question? You know what I mean?
well,
Like, of course, it's police work. It just
it's
that's
conflicting goals though, because the police, their goal is to catch the bad guy, and the people
correct.
who espouse the stuff, their goal is
To impede them.
psyops and like getting people to believe this crazy stuff and to indoctrinate people into this sick victim mentality that has permeated like all parts of our society at this point, where it's like it's not just something everyone does. It's like you're a better person the more of a victim you are. Like people
Right.
collect victimhood now,
Right.
Like
But
I'm
also, yeah,
yeah.
they know they totally do. And the whole point of like people like defending the police actions and the TSA at the time was why are you body frisking and body scanning grandma, this
Hmm.
80-year-old woman who's going to visit her grandkids? Like, why is she being, okay, spread them, let's,
Right.
Because
we got to
they
patch.
have to treat everyone equally.
Well, that's what I mean, but that's
Well, that's
crazy.
not
But what
That's
my
crazy.
my retort to that at the time was like, well, what if a granny in a walker like just took down a bank? Are you guys going to look at everyone else, even though all the photo evidence is that they were a granny with a walker? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like let's be honest. At least they're doing it for this virtue signaling whatever because they are part of this indoctrinated mindset that views that there's never, America can't be bad enough, and people of a certain background, can't be evil enough, and they're Hitler or whatever.
Right.
That's what the goal is. The goal isn't to catch the bad guy.
the other thing in here is requiring judicial warrants to enter private property and restricting use of force. Okay, no.
I,
Like
I
that's
missed
I
what
think
they
is the
said.
biggest one.
What did they say again?
They want to require you to get basically just like
A
everything else, you have
warrant.
to have a warrant.
Mm, mm.
Because right now how it stands is if they believe that you're in there being illegal,
Yeah, you don't need a.
you don't
That's
need a
just
warrant for
ridiculous.
that.
It's ridiculous.
Because that's like okay. So if you just did a thing, you did a crime, you hit and run, and you are now evading police, and you get out of your car, you book it into the house. That's you don't have they don't have to have a warrant to come in after you.
No,
You committed a crime. So
that's
there,
right.
I
Correct.
mean, so inherently the being illegal is the crime.
Correct.
You don't
If
need a warrant for that.
it's,
So I
I,
I
don't.
mean, part of the big thing running underneath a lot of this stuff is there is a concerted effort to erase citizenship and to blur the
yeah,
line and just make us people who are in this area called the United States. But we're not really a culture. It's not really a country. There are no borders. We're all just kind of like, and there is nothing special about citizenship at all, right? There's no,
right.
you as an individual who are just on this plot, you're not invested in this culture. You're not invested in this land. We're all just people here. That's what they're selling.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
And,
end. That's what they like for
and
some
they've been
reason. That's
saying
utopia,
they've been saying pathway to citizenship for a while for all the people that are here. And
right?
because that's not happening fast enough because they're not in control, they're just trying to basically grant citizen rights to these people, like this. Okay. Oh,
Correct.
warrants and private property and all this stuff. It's like, okay, so you're blurring the line, like you said. You're trying to basically equate them so that they're not going anywhere, because that's what
Correct.
they want. They don't want these people going anywhere.
No,
And that's
because
why they defend the criminal along with the non-criminal, because it's
right.
all the same. They have to change the rules.
And the way the red herrings that are associated with a lot of this, where it's like, well, Michael, there's no evidence that people who are here illegally are voting. And I'm like, look, what I don't even need to get into that part of it. The part of what they're actually been doing is flood, like our census counts
Yeah,
people, doesn't count
yeah,
citizens. Trump tried entering that in on the and during his first term, I believe. I could be wrong on that. For the 2020 census, and he got like shot down in court about having like proof of citizenship. So the point is, they want to flood areas, especially areas that have, a lot of Democratic people already living there because they want to have, there's a representative for every
Mm.
720,000 people or something. So if you can import 1 million people into a state, congratulations, you just have a new representative in the House of Representatives. That's
Doesn't
what the
it?
game
And they
is.
can they,
Well,
they can change the boundaries of said like
And they can
voting
play within
district.
that as
yeah,
well.
but then
But
also doesn't it increase for states like the electoral college, the electoral votes? Does that
correct.
change? It does.
Correct. Yes.
Right. So there's that. And they weren't just flooding them into blue states.
No,
They
they
were
were
flooding them into swing states.
strategically.
Yes, purple states, because the whole election was running on about 6 or 7 states that could have gone either way.
And
And they were flying them into those states.
and again, they're not,
Ohio, Minnesota, Michigan,
and they're playing not, it's
Atlanta,
not just about the presidency.
or
They're
rather
playing the
Georgia.
local, the aldermans, the school
Yeah.
board people. I mean, they're getting in. It's like it's wherever they can get a foothold. It's like you're on the side of the river and you're just trying to grab for roots. That's all they're doing is trying to get
Mhm.
an in, get the nose in
Yeah.
under the
And they
tent.
don't care. And they don't care that it's disenfranchising citizens' votes.
They could care
That's what it's
less
doing.
because
They're just
that's not
diluting it.
right. Everything they say is like the opposite. Like, oh, we're here to protect democracy. It's like I can list 5 things you're doing that are actively destroying that. Like, how are you protecting democracy by threatening to impeach a man that was elected by the majority and the popular vote in
Right.
like a
Which
year and
they're
a
going
half
to do.
ago? So you say it's your mission to get him out of office and to protect democracy. It's like, dude, what are you even talking about? It's crazy.
So far
So
they're making up this whole raids on hospitals and churches. They're essentially saying that the current way that they do business is racist, and they're trying
Right.
to make it
mhm.
about racism. What else are they asking for? Did
So
you
those are the
say?
5 things. Those are like the 5 things that they said we're not signing this budget until we get these.
So that until we change ICE fundamentally,
Yeah, like
Right.
fundamentally, yeah.
we're not going to fund the Department of Homeland Security
Right.
during
Correct.
wartime.
Yeah.
Wartime.
Because the party overall, man.
Which um did they forget that under the big beautiful bill, ICE and Border Patrol are fully funded for the next 5 years,
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years.
But it's again, this is
So it doesn't matter.
it's a political battle. But where it,
But what they could do is use it as say, okay, you know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna say that we're gonna give you all that shit, but you gotta stop. You gotta stop with the news and saying ICE and Nazi. You gotta stop with that depiction.
but but
That's gonna be illegal. You can't
but
do that either.
but TSA is not funded for the next 5 years.
Right.
That
But
Right.
so they're
that was
making
not in the big
TSA
beautiful
pay
bill.
the price, right?
Hmm.
Because and why TSA? Because that's where we go to fly, and we're talking about on our podcast, and it's like already on my text thread, it's like, oh man, I hope it gets people thinking about this and like upset and again, and this is what the party is great at. They get the people stirred up. Oh my God, I had to wait 3 hours at the airport, and then MSNBC and CNN and
Mhm.
all the New York Times, they inform everyone of who is to blame for this,
Right.
right?
But
It
who's
doesn't
the
matter
ones
if it's true
flying?
or not.
Who are people flying? Who is the majority of people flying?
I don't know. I mean, people have
It's not green hair
it's
freaks. I can
it's
tell you that.
it's mostly business. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I bet you business is
Big and a
75,
half.
80%
Hmm.
is more than pleasure. Yeah, because business is like flying all the time.
And to me though, this is
So
really,
reasonable people,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
know.
well, not only are they willing to let American travelers suffer, to me it's a bigger deal because how do you not fund the Department of Homeland Security while we're at war with radical Islamists? Like, I
yeah,
mean, like, are we waiting for the bombs to start? We already had an incident in New York where they were throwing nail bombs at people. You had the synagogue crash, right? You had the guy in Texas shooting people up. Like, if this gets worse, don't we want a Department of Homeland Security to be functioning? Don't we want TSA to be able to do what it's supposed to be doing? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
Well, a
how do
lot of
you
people
roll?
say TSA don't work, but
No,
what
I
I said
know that,
earlier,
but
but
in theory, there's a point to it, right? And God knows what other investigations or as far as what the intelligence that the Department of Homeland Security gathers, right, to
right.
stop something from happening.
But I would think that those sectors they make more money, like their salary is larger, so they can, if you don't get paid for a month, like it's gonna suck, but like I know I'm getting that money when the shit gets signed and like I have some money in the bank or I have a
but
spouse or I have,
but the thing is with
credit cards, whatever.
I think with the TSA, and this is I don't know this. I don't know anyone that works for a TSA. I didn't read this. This is just my own guess. That because when I heard how many weren't showing up for work at BWI, up, Baltimore, Washington, it was like 40% weren't showing up,
Hmm.
and I'm like, damn, that's a lot. Like
It's
if I had
450 TSA employees
okay,
across the board that have quit.
no, I mean just not showing up for they didn't quit, but they weren't
We're
showing up for
taking
their
sick time.
shifts, and so that's what it was.
Oh, well, I'm taking
Really.
the sick time too, probably, but like
But I don't
there's
I
a
don't
difference
think.
between not showing up because if you don't show up,
Mhm.
what happens? You're probably going to get fired unless you've got like your sick time or whatever the hell.
But
But
I'm
you
just
can't just like
saying.
not show up.
But what people are missing on this, I think a lot of these people that are not in it for the career, right? So there's
Well,
people
Well,
that are in
no.
TSA that are there for a long time, but there's also people that's like, I don't know if I want to work at TSA or if I want to work at the, Men's Warehouse or whatever. So with people are living paycheck to paycheck, so they miss a paycheck and then they miss a second paycheck. They're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go
yeah.
Ubering. I'm gonna go do
Yeah,
DoorDash. I'm gonna do something with
because
my
I need
time.
some money.
For
Yeah,
it
I
to
read
be
that they're
40%, I just feel like there's something else going on
I read that it was
than that.
their salary, at least their starting salary is $35,000 a year.
Yeah,
That
these
is
people aren't lasting with
nothing.
missing two paychecks. Are you kidding me?
But
So, I mean, I think that's the pressure, and that's what makes it even more aggravating because it's so unnecessary. This from the party that's always telling us and pointing their finger at us about how they're
Oh
out for
shit.
the little guy, you know?
Hold on. You guys keep talking. Be right back.
Oh my
okay.
God. All of a sudden we start seeing smoke and like
Oh
an
no.
ostrich runs by or
Yeah.
something crazy.
It's a
I don't
crazy night.
know.
My blood sugar alarm was going off before. I don't know if you heard
I
that.
didn't know. I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay.
Is that like it makes a dinging noise or something?
Oh, it's just like a loud beeping through my
Oh,
phone. Yeah.
oh. No, I did not. I did not hear it. So
Oh, man.
how's I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Your dog,
Oh boy. Oscar?
Oscar. How's he doing?
He's no longer with us.
Oh, Carl, I'm sorry, man,
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
guys.
No.
Sorry to hear
I
that,
think
man.
we recorded on Wednesday night last week, and I had said how he had a really rough night before and a really
Yeah,
rough day. He had a seizure. That's what it had to be.
yeah.
So then the next day, well, I worked at home again, and at one point he laid down and napped, and it was, he was peaceful, but when he woke up, he couldn't get up.
Oh,
Like his
jeez.
little legs were
Woo!
kicking.
Saved
Yeah.
it.
And then at some point he popped up, but then he was just careening all over like just smashing into stuff. And he was crying the whole day. It was just bad. So Dana
That's
came
not good.
home. She came
Yeah.
home from work and she said it's got to be tonight. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. So we
Oh,
took
your
him to die.
doggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, doggy had to get put down last week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Sorry,
right. He
man.
he lived 18 years, man. He
I
was an
know,
old.
but it's still, I mean, I'm a, yeah, don't get
Yeah,
me
Dana.
started.
I mean, she's had him for 18 years. She was pretty upset.
Yeah.
Her daughter,
That's,
everybody was upset. Her daughter was upset. It was crazy.
yeah, it's horrible. Well,
Yeah,
you
it was
better
terrible. Yeah.
give her my best.
Oh, I will, of
That
course.
sucks. Um,
Yeah.
all right.
Sorry.
R.I.P. Oscar.
I ordered Chipotle and I saw lightning and a clap of thunder through the
And
window and I was like, "Oh wait, shit, my Chipotle is outside."
was it a TSA agent?
It was a old, probably maybe
Oh, uh,
new DoorDasher.
yeah, just
Anyway,
saying. Um,
so yeah,
Yeah, go
so if
ahead.
you okay, if that was you, if you were a TSA agent, and this is going on, what would you do?
it depends on my situation. If I was a career person and I was like, I want to make impress people and I had enough to survive for a paycheck or two, I'd stick it out
Go to
because,
work.
and again, not full-heartedly because I know the way these things normally go is you will recoup the back pay. You have more of a chance than probably any job in the world of getting back pay when you
Mm,
work for the federal government. So I would just take that. If that didn't happen, yeah, I mean, there'd be pitchforks and torches. That's why they do it. The first time they don't do that, people are gonna riot, man.
yeah.
People are gonna go crazy. I mean, they get pissed off just having it delayed. Like if you if you were to be like, Sorry, guys. That's it. I know you've been working for a month and a half, but yeah,
Yeah.
stuff would be on fire, man.
I don't know what I would do. I think I would, because if you think about it, if you quit, it means you got to go get a new job, you got to get hired.
Yeah,
You're still not getting a paycheck date next week.
correct.
No.
It's probably going to be about the same time as the government shutdown before you
Yep.
actually get a paycheck.
Also, here's a strategic question I would like to ask my friends in the party. Do you think it's a good idea when you take the people who are partially charged with safety of like airline passengers in your
That's what I was
country
saying.
and make them
And piss them off.
stressed out about money so that maybe they're susceptible to taking a bribe
Hmm.
or, hey man,
Hmm.
here's 100 grand, just take this package and stick it in someone's suitcase, whatever. But I mean, just even like, did you say that, Carl?
No, I was
About them
just
being
talking about
susceptible?
how I'm talking about how we're at war and it's like we
Oh
need
yeah,
security more than that,
exactly.
But yeah, you make a good point though. Like it
That is a
opens
good point.
people up. People are desperate for money.
People are desperate, man. It's like whatever, man. It's like they're not
Yeah.
paying me. This is what they get. Screw it. I was gonna leave here anyway. Fuck this. I don't even like Trump or
I don't even like
whatever.
this job. Yeah.
I mean, look, it's a lot of people out there. You never know. Is all I'm saying. The whole thing is just, especially because this same political class were the ones I'm saying in not to a man, but just in general, this class of people in our country were the ones that were hard selling how we had to have TSA,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
25 years
20.
ago.
That's right.
Couldn't get away from it.
Mhm.
The world was going to end if we didn't do this. When they had people used to say, "Oh, we need TSA." You know who checked your stuff before? It was just like contract guys, And they're like, "Oh,
Mm.
see, that's what happens." Then you get 9/11. It's like box cutters were 100% permitted
Yeah,
as a
they were.
carry-on at that
Well, some
day.
airports have gone back to contract
Yeah.
labor
But I'm just
contractors.
I'm just saying it was such a deflection by our government because no one can ever admit to anything that they
Yeah.
had to pawn it off on that. And that's really not what the issue was. I mean, the issue was we had a lot of enemies. We had horrible communications between our intelligence agencies, and we were arrogant. We were like, no one's even going to try it.
Yeah.
That's
That
why it
yeah.
happened. It wasn't because
Hmm.
like Jimmy, the airline worker, missed a box cutter.
Yeah, and also I think some of the policies on the airplane were
Hmm.
different because like back then if they said we're taking the plane hostage, the pilots were basically supposed to comply.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They were supposed to open the cockpit up. I mean, and now forget it, it's on lockdown. Like no matter what the
I
hell's going on out there, they're not allowed to open the cockpit.
I thought I was crazy, and I had asked my friend, and he said he remembers it too. But I remember flying on commercial airliners, and I would have an aisle seat like halfway up, halfway or forward on the plane,
Hmm.
and pilot would have the door open. You could see out the front
Yeah.
glass of the plane. Like if you just
Yep.
like lean down the aisle, you could like
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
it
Yeah,
was.
I don't remember that.
Anyway,
Anyway,
the
so
good old days. I'm just a little point in here, and I don't know if Carl, you're yeah. I don't know if you do this. I find myself talking about the good old days. Even I'm not
Yep.
saying the good old days, but it's not because I'm being nostalgic. It's because all the stuff I know happened like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I'm
But to
just,
me, it is like the good old days. Like
it is the good.
I'm always pining for the good old days. I said,
back in the day.
I've been saying on this podcast forever, the world is over.
Yeah, that's true. You said that right out of the gate,
Yeah,
pretty much like
before,
episode one or whatever.
yeah, before AI even fucking came around.
Okay, so then they sent which in uh, then they sent ICE agents. They reassigned them, I guess, to go to airports.
Yeah, yeah, good use of them.
Which I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, does that mean they're just not doing anything because
No,
they got nothing better to do?
I
Are they
did
allowed?
hear.
Are they allowed to profile at least while they're working in the airports? Because that might be a
No,
good place.
well, here's what I heard, and I'm not
Probably.
saying this is not verified, but this was the story I was told. Is that at the airports with the because those agents are not trained in TSA
Mm-mm.
policy or anything. So what they're doing is they're working the perimeters. They're like being eyeballs to cover so that TSA people can focus on the lines. So all the stuff that TSA people do that's not on the lines, that's what the ICE people are doing. That's what I heard. So
Yeah, like
Okay.
they're not the ones like frisking
That-
you or checking your underwear or any of that stuff.
yeah, which I didn't. What are they? It's walking around. They're just
Yeah,
walking around.
there's people that are on post. You see them sometimes when they're
Yeah.
not in a uniform and they're just kind of
Maybe
like
I'm
looking
just
around.
not. Maybe I'm just not seeing them.
Just general security, you know,
Hmm.
perimeter security.
Hmm. I don't
Anyway,
know. I don't know.
some
It's not
random
what
That's
guy
they're,
told
yeah,
me
it's
at
not
the
what, yeah,
Piggly Wiggly last night.
so basically they're not allowed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing because now they're basically looking
Doing
around
this.
airports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny
which
how that
okay.
works out.
Now, if you're a TSA agent, if you're a TSA agent not getting paid, right?
Hmm.
And they just send in these ICE agents that are also supposed to not be getting paid, but fucking somehow are.
Right.
How would you feel about that?
Well, it's a whole different thing. I
I know,
mean,
but still.
I'd much rather have the responsibility of a TSA agent than a ICE agent personally. But I mean, I would rather scan someone than chase them down an alley.
Yeah. Or have to
Right, but
like
it's the getting paid.
riot
So
control.
Oh yeah, they're getting paid. The riot
I'll
control.
use
Oh,
this
jeez.
example.
I don't know
So
how those guys do it.
when hospitals go on strike, what they do is they bring like the strike nurses in. And they pay them so much money. And there's a lot of them. Like there's so many. And so the hospital is staffed well. They feed them 3 meals a day. They
Yeah.
give them transportation to and from whatever hotel.
Yep.
And
And
it's
pay for
like,
it.
okay, this is exactly what we're asking for. Is this not even this good of staffing?
Right.
And you're gonna use that money. Like just use that same money and just do it for us.
Yeah, but they don't have to sustain it for the temporary people.
Right. But it's
That's the
like
problem.
the amount of money you're using is so much. Like it's so much
Yeah.
that you could just like reallocate that.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so I would feel some type of way about them having ice there. I'm not getting paid, but
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to
you're
be some
getting
like
paid.
sharks in the jets going on with, that's just human nature, right? You got the people on the inside, people on the outside, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure, you know, they're maybe they're like fighting each other at lunch breaks or something. Knife fights between ICE and TSA.
Maybe.
In my,
So, so I'm like, there's got to be because why is the Coast Guard not doing that? Well, I guess they're not getting paid either. But
yeah, I don't, yeah, I
why
don't
was it ice?
understand
Why was it ice?
why
That
was
just
what?
why was it ice that got chosen to go to go do the deed?
I think that's also a shot across the bow and just sort of like a from the administration because it's provocative, right? Because it gets
I don't know.
people talking about it. The other thing is it kind of humanizes them a little bit.
And that's what the articles are saying. Like people are seeing them.
Yeah.
They're there. They're not wearing masks. They're like
They don't have
chilling
the
at the trash
armbands
can
on
or
and
whatever the fuck they're doing.
the Pike helmet, they don't have that on.
Yeah, like it's like, which I guess would be good for imaging
Yeah.
purposes. I think there's ulterior motives, like searching for
And
people that ain't supposed to be in this country.
Yeah.
I would hope,
I hope they're doing that because what
yeah,
what are they
I
doing?
I would hope so. Yeah, I don't know.
Also,
Yeah.
we're about to go into this war,
Yeah.
and so maybe they're like you guys were saying, like we're the Department of Homeland Security needs to be funded, but these guys are getting funded, so maybe they're like, well, we need to have some type of airport security. Just send some people. We got these dudes go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe it's something about that because there's a lot of people out there saying, so now, well, that they're not fully going to leave once they start getting paid again.
You
They
said
don't
they're
think they are.
not going to leave?
People don't think that they are.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Again, the thing that the Cliff Note version of this whole thing that's we're living through again, it always seems like we go from one of these things to another. But This is all a sick political wrestling match that has nothing to do with reality. That's what's going on right now. You got all the no kings people, you know, who are like, we can't enforce our borders. And if they see a nice person, they're like personally offended or something. They love it. They love this whole thing. They love that, because they want to blame it on the guy, the orange man bad. It's just
Yeah.
more grist for the mill. It doesn't even matter. The thing is that I've learned is it doesn't even matter what the topic is anymore. It could literally be anything. It could be like, you know, oh man, did you see when Trump picked up this like stuffed animal frog and put it back down on the shelf? Man, what a dick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's where we're at now. And it's just sort of like there's a certain humor to it at a certain point, but it still is sad, very sad. But
The other thing is they're
yeah,
only at like 13 or 14 airports
where that they're,
that they sent them to.
oh, that's interesting. I didn't know how many they went to. Did they have a list of the airports? I'd be curious to look
They
that
did.
up because
Well, I know as far as the lines out the door, like where the line for the TSA, like people are literally
yeah.
like they're in like elevated parking garages. They're out on the sidewalk.
hmm
Yeah.
There's like I guess particular airports where it's really been a bad problem. Like I think there's like four that have been like the worst.
Like
hmm
Um,
Atlanta. I know
I hate
BWI
Atlanta.
was out
I, I
out in the
think
street.
I think I think New Orleans or somewhere in Louisiana is like a terrible one. I'm not sure if Baltimore is another one. I hope
I
not.
I know they had lines out the door, but I don't know how it rates with
So
other
did
ones.
they, are you saying maybe they determine it by how bad these lines were?
It
Well,
was just a guess. Yeah.
no, but yeah, I think
That would
that
make
a
sense.
lot. I think the ICE guys were sent like specifically to the airports that were really having a problem,
Mm.
Yeah.
where it was really bad.
Well,
And
and
I guess
some
it's maybe it's gotten better. I don't know.
like I said, some airports have gone to like privatizing it. So like San Francisco, for example, of course, which I'm like San Francisco, would you privatizing it?
Hmm.
I don't know why that seems, just
It's
seems,
very ironic. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it
okay,
is.
Doesn't track. It doesn't track.
doesn't
It
track.
really
Okay.
doesn't.
Also, did you know San Francisco uses police drones, which I'm like, that also doesn't track, but okay.
Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so they're at Chicago, Cleveland, Atlanta, Houston Hobby, JFK, LaGuardia, New Orleans, Puerto Rico,
Hmm.
Newark, Philly, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, and Southwest Florida. So I think that's
Wow.
Fort Myers or something like that.
Yeah. They probably just did it at the busiest ones. That would make sense.
Yeah, Puerto Rico is a weird one to me.
Well, it's probably a smaller airport. So, and there's less people. So if they're not showing up, you don't have a lot of people else you can't just bring them in from another county or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't
But I
know.
mean, is
That's a
there
good
that many people
question.
flying in and out of fucking Puerto Rico?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
One thing, and this loosely connects to, because when we were talking about like just how crazy people can get with this ideology when you follow it all the way down into the pit. Did either of you catch, and we don't have to talk about it, I was just curious, if you guys caught any video from this Canadian National Democratic Party convention they had 2 days
No.
ago, 3 days
Oh
ago?
wait, with the race cards,
Yeah,
they
the
literally play the race card.
the equity cards, and they're different colors depending on there's five different deficiencies that you can be to get your equity card so that they have proper representation, which doesn't make sense. And if you're a straight white guy, or as they would say in their parlance, a
Cisgender male,
cisgender
white male.
non-trans or something. I don't know. They have to add more to it. You're screwed. Like, I mean, you're probably not even getting into the auditorium. But
Hmm.
just watching the video of these people who are
Oh, it's
spending their
amazing.
time to speak, and all they're talking about, like I watched like 20 minutes of it, and all they were talking about was the rules of the meeting. Like I had flashbacks to when I was on my neighborhood association, and like we would have these meetings, and it was always like Roger's Rules of Order or Robert's Rules of Order. That's what it was like. It was like I was having flashbacks. They're like, when, I presented my card, but this person in front of me
Yeah,
only
no,
had one
there.
intersection and I have
Yeah,
two
there was.
cards. And
It's like a whole hierarchical like system of
yeah,
how oppressed are you?
yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
It,
there's like, okay, well, you turned over the mic to a black woman, but I am a transgender female Asian.
Korean. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I should have been
Yeah.
able to speak, not her. So they're fighting over the microphones to just air their grievances. And now their
Yeah.
grievances, I was supposed to have my turn first. I mean, it was hilarious. I'm glad you brought that up because it's unbelievable. I
I,
recommend everybody go
I'm gonna
look
have
for
to
that.
put a link for that in here. And
Also,
listen, I
Oh,
know
hey,
I
have
awesome.
never do. I know I never do, but I will put it in this one because it's hilarious.
have you seen there's on YouTube, well, I'm sure it's on a TV somewhere, not in this country, but it's called Lefties Losing It, and it's an Australian like clip. Okay.
No, no.
So basically it's like an Australian news. Like you know how we have like CNN, like
Oh,
Hmm.
ABC.
Lefty's losing it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And
I
it's
Yeah. Oh,
have
like
yeah.
seen
they
It's
that.
it's
Yeah.
it's hosted by it's Sky News.
yep, yep,
She's
yep.
like a brunette.
Yeah,
I can't
she's
Yes.
remember
yeah,
her
she's
name.
Hmm.
yeah, I can't think of her name either.
Yeah, so it's her segment. This is on Australian national news
Yeah.
television.
Hmm.
And one of them I saw like today, they had like their own like an Australian dude sitting there at some rally fucking talking about the same shit that they talk about here. Talking about this is stolen land and
Yeah.
he's an Australian. Like you could hear him being an Australian.
Yeah.
Right.
Excuse my racism, I guess.
Yeah.
But like who the fuck
It the whole
who
stolen land thing
stolen from who?
is so precious. I
I'm
just,
confused. I thought
That-
Australians were always there,
well, they weren't
being
always there.
no,
Australian.
they weren't always there.
Yeah, the
Well, who
Aborigines,
was?
Yeah,
the
they stole it from the
Aborigines.
Aborigines. They stole it.
Yeah. We gotta get Desiree some Midnight Oil records. But yeah.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Um, yeah, I mean the
I'm just like,
Aborigines are the Aboriginal people of Australia, I think are the oldest known still continuous peoples on the planet that we know of that have like, an oral tradition that's been passed down.
but
I think
aren't
they
they
go back the
Australian
furthest.
still?
Technically, yes, but they were Australian before it was Australia, you know.
I don't know. I just think the argument's so fucking dumb. All land is
It's
stolen
totally
land, technically.
it's
All
it
land
I
is
mean,
no
it
conquered, conquered.
yeah,
there
it's
you go.
conquered. It's again, it's like another red herring. It's this thing that like sounds bad and it's like and
But
again,
you know
I
what's so
it's like
funny is,
what's the
oh my
solution
gosh,
then, dude? Like
y'all, I
everyone moves
this
into
just popped in my head.
teepees?
Yeah, we
They're
Anyway,
give
talking
it
about
back.
they're talking about free Palestine, free Palestine. Whose land is that?
oh, you're now we're gonna yeah,
Now
Yeah,
it's
it's all
somebody stole the
it's
land from
on now.
somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, just the whole thing. I mean, as if the again, and I love finally after like how many years? 4 years, 5 years. I have certain things that are coming together in my head, and it's like these people dislike other people, and they play like they're doing this for these other people, and they're not. They're just doing it for themselves. You know
hmm
what I mean? They're doing these protests, the wearing the pins. It's like the Hollywood virtue signaling at the Oscar Awards, except everyone's doing that now. I have coworkers that do it in the office at tisk 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 and how bad whatever Trump farted today or
Oh God,
whatever. I mean,
or my
everyone's just
bad.
like wringing their hands and like whipping themselves with canes and it's just I feel like I'm witnessing a serious mental illness in people, and I'm not saying that in a dismissive way. I mean seriously, like
TDS.
it's TD. Yeah, I don't. But it's so destructive, and the thing is,
It's almost
they're not happy.
self-destructive.
It's self-destructive, and they're not happy. They're some of the most miserable people I know. You
Hmm
know?
yeah, but you know what? These protests, Mike, they love this shit.
Yeah, no, that's why they were very
They
animated. Yeah,
and
we had them all
it's
over around here.
I know, but it's like yeah, and there's this really liberal. It's like the most liberal town in the state. There's a college there. It's all these very douchey, it just there's a vibe, right?
Hmm.
So lately on Saturdays, every Saturday, not just this past one, but like because we like to go there because it's a good place to sort of pop into shops and browse. And there's a great used bookstore, and there's a place where she likes to get like I don't know, scented candles and bath shower steamers and all sorts
Yeah.
of, you know.
They have
So
all
we
the cool
always,
stores, man.
yeah, so it's cool stores, right? So they're always having these protests with the signs and honk if you hate Trump and
Yeah.
honk if you hate war and people are driving by honking and everybody's having a good time and I'm like, I said, you know what? I can't stand these people, but I get it. Like this is just going and hanging out with people that all feel the same way you do, and so it's attaboys left and right. And I
Yep.
think for the young guys, it's probably the way to meet young chicks because there's always that too, right?
Yeah.
It's a social event. It's
Yeah.
like a party. Because honestly, what are you accomplishing against the administration by getting people to honk their horns?
I mean, you could say, I mean, I was impressed with the numbers in my area. I mean, I was like, wow, that's a lot of people. I
It's a
mean,
lot
it's
of
definitely
people.
more than the first and second one, but they're
Look,
accomplishing it by getting it on people's minds and they're giving people, like that when every few years when you meet someone that believes what you do politically in your life, like
yeah,
maybe like the janitor at the building next door to where you
yeah,
work and
yeah,
smoking a cigarette out in the alley, like, yeah, fuck it. But then you're quiet the rest of the time. It's like finding that person,
yeah,
Dude, I
but
have
basically.
a girl. There's a girl. So you know how like you got the group text, right? So I have several group texts for work, but one of the group texts, this girl always texts me outside of the group text to talk shit
mm,
about fucking
the group.
some
Smoking a cigarette
weird
on the
like
loading dock, man.
like she
100%.
wants to talk shit about, these crazy people, but like she can't say it in the group text because people are gonna have her ass, even though it's
Yeah.
not even that important, like it's not even that serious.
But these
Like I
people,
say it, I don't give a
well,
shit.
I'm driving, my wife and I are driving. This is on Saturday, and they were like all up and down the road here. And again, I wasn't whatever. I know who organized it, but they did a good job. So I'm like driving, and of course, I can't. I'm trying to keep my hands on the steering wheel, but I keep putting thumbs down.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm like driving, and before like we get to where we're going, and we're going to come back, and I'm like, I'd rather take a different way, but they were gone by then. But I was like, if the roles were reversed, and there were a bunch of Trump supporters that were lining 4 blocks on either side of a 4-lane divided major road,
Mm.
um, for a fact it would take about 3 minutes for some car to veer and just mow down some people. Like that would happen. I don't know. At least I was just thinking, I was like, you will never see this in reverse.
Mm-mm.
Not where
You
we
just
live.
won't see it. Not where I live. I mean, it would be, I don't, you'd either have someone getting in your face or driving the car up on the curb or throwing water at you or something. I
Yeah.
mean, within like 3 minutes. Absolutely. And so I was just,
Wow.
and then the whole irony of no kings, no kings, no kings. And it's like, okay, he's a king. So how did you get 1,000 people out here carrying signs? And if it's a king, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know. So there was so remember how I said that San Francisco privatized their airport security?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but there has been an ICE arrest during all this, actually right before they all this, and it was at SFO.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Oh, I
so
heard
ICE was
about
there.
this.
So I guess I mean Custom and Border Patrol has to be at airports, correct? Because
Right. Well, for international airports. Yeah.
yeah, I mean they do
And San
that stuff.
Francisco's international. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, somehow the TSA agent, which wasn't a TSA agent, they're contracted in, so whatever that's called, Coventry Airline Security or something like that. Starts with the C.
Hmm.
They knew about this lady. I don't know how they did, but they knew about this lady that has had a deportation order for like a lot of years or something like that. They called TSA on her ass, or they called ICE on her.
Wow.
Not so because
CPB
they're
did.
not. No, no, no.
Oh.
The contracted TSA
Private
agent.
Oh.
Right. So not a government worker.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He timed
not
her
a
out.
police officer that doesn't have to cooperate with the fucking, you know, because they're a sanctuary city, you know.
Drop the dime.
They don't, they said, ICE,
We
hey,
got her.
listen, we got the, come up in here. And they arrested her, or so they go, well, the sob story is this, they arrested her in front of her child.
So does
Okay, well,
a lot
they
of
go
people
to
get
approach
arrested.
her. A lot of people get arrested in front of their
Yeah,
kids.
that's what I mean.
Listen, don't commit
Unfortunately.
crimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Like every
so
DV case in the
yeah,
world.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So they go to approach her. So she starts running. Well, that's a surefire way to get your ass tackled and arrested in front of your kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the way that you don't get arrested and make that scene memorable for your traumatic or whatever for your kids, you don't run and you say, "Hey, my child is right here. I don't want to, you know, I'm gonna comply, but just can we
Yeah.
just
Let's
not
just
make a
walk.
scene?
Yeah.
Let's just act like we're just people."
Or listen, my kid's right here with me. Why don't you just handcuff him? I promise I won't run.
I'll give them to you.
Mhm.
He's got smaller wrists. It won't hurt him. So yeah,
Yeah.
just handcuff him.
So then they're actually making arrangements for the whole family to go back to Guatemala or Honduras, whatever one they were from.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were taking a parent and and
Strangulating,
stranding
stranding, leaving
stranding
behind.
the child
Yeah.
in a country to
Right.
have them whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
kid's
shove them
kicked
in
out
the
on the curb, put
yeah,
out there
which I'm
by the,
like, that's got to be how it goes. Like, I can't imagine all these kids just getting thrown into these detention centers because their parents getting deported. No,
no.
you send the kid with the parent.
Well, I think technically it's the parent's option. If the child is lawfully in the United States and the parent is detained to be deported, it's the parent's choice whether the child stays, but they have to have someone to be
Right.
responsible
If
for the child, or the
if
child
there's
can
And
go.
actually
I don't
like,
know if this child was a citizen or not.
Yeah,
I didn't
if
read
they're
that part.
not, I think they have to go with the parent, I believe.
oh yeah, why wouldn't
Yeah.
Well, I would say it doesn't really matter if you're, I mean, I guess that would be a fucking heyday if your kid's a citizen and you make them go back to the home country with the parent if they're a citizen, because that would be deporting citizens. But like
But
you are
you're not
under
deporting them.
18.
Yeah,
You're under
exactly.
18.
They're still a citizen. If they're a
Yeah, you can
citizen, they're
come
a
back,
citizen.
figure it out, I guess, but like you have to be cared for by your parent, and your
Yeah,
parent's not standing here.
or like Mike said, if there were legal family members in the country and the mother said, "I'm not taking this kid back to Cuba or whatever, he's going to stay with his American family,"
Hmm.
that would be her choice, and
Yeah.
that's what would happen. The
And that's
kid would,
happened. That
yeah,
has
totally,
happened. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely,
So
On
I don't know. I just thought that was like a funny outlier because it's SFO
yeah. No,
yeah.
it is of all places
and
for it to
like
happen.
just some rogue, just contracted TSA person
Yeah.
went rogue
I
and said, "Listen, this
to
hey,
the thing that again, I just have to say, because since we're talking about this at least tangentially, but this whole thing where people are um all stressed out and rending their clothes and setting themselves on fire about ICE. It's like, to have that opinion, you have to 100% ignore what occurred during the Biden administration with
yes, that
having
always
open
yeah,
borders. The United States taxpayer was paying for hundreds, hundreds of commercial airliners to take off from foreign countries and fly people full planes at night into the interior of our country and just let them out. That
Well,
was
they were
going
doing
on
it.
by
They were
app.
doing it. They were doing it from the border too. Like when the
They were
people
doing it
entered the
from the
border.
border.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're going to Ohio.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
they
and they're
created
flying
an
them to
app
Ohio.
where you could log in and do all this stuff, and they're like, "Be at the airport, and then we'll pick you up." And
Yeah.
what I'm
yeah.
saying is to
And then
believe
also
these
Biden,
people.
or sorry,
Yeah,
Obama deported 30 million
right.
immigrants.
And no one has
We've
And
not
no
even
one
anything.
gotten
cared.
there yet, and so everyone was like, "Yeah,
I'm just saying,
No,
get them
for
out."
everyone that has like a problem with ICE, I'm just like, do you? I mean, again, you have to ignore what happened. It's like they just want. It's like the Men in Black where they hit them with the little thingy and erase their memory.
Hmm.
It's amazing.
So now, the next thing I kind of want to talk about because I'm just amazed by this. Not this is not political.
maybe it
Hmm.
is. The Air France, Air Canada
Air Canada.
flight.
Oh,
So this was at LaGuardia, right?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
At LaGuardia, hits that fire truck, the ARF truck,
yeah,
on the runway.
yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was the controller's fault.
Well,
Yeah,
first of
but
all, I'm
it was the
amazed.
no, I mean, I heard the audio. Did
Yeah,
anybody hear the audio?
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, so they're telling the fire, they told the fire truck they were clear to go through the runway.
mm-hmm.
There's a plane either taking off or landing, so going
Landing. Mm-hmm.
full steam. And then they were trying to communicate to the truck, oh,
stop,
wait a
stop,
minute,
stop.
stop. And for whatever reason, the other end of the radio in the truck, nobody heard that,
Yeah. And I
you
think
know?
Or maybe
here's
they did hear it, but it was already too late. So like when
it,
they're already in the road, like kind of like
it's like
whole
you
the
just
yellow
got
lights,
like when you're
like
trying to
there's a
dodge
point of
a
no return.
train. Yeah, when you're trying to dodge a train. I mean, the thing is these fire trucks are enormous, pieces of
Yeah,
equipment. Their tires are like 5 feet in diameter or something. So if I imagine, I don't know, because I haven't been in one, but when you hit the pedal on one of those things, I don't care if you're wearing headphones or not, it probably is making some sound in that cab. Not to mention you're crossing a runway and there's a plane coming and you're
yeah,
hearing that. I mean, planes are
yeah.
loud, man. I mean, even from a
Also,
long
just
distance.
I'm sure the brakes aren't like stopping on a dime and
Right.
giving you 9 cents change on that bitch. Like it's probably going to take a second.
But the plane
Yeah.
they said was going like 125 miles an hour. So the closing speed, they probably never saw it coming. I mean, they survived,
Well,
thankfully. I mean, the fire truck people
you see them like going and then like kind of turning like
Trying to avoid it.
trying
trying
to
to avoid.
avoid it.
Not that you were going to avoid it. That
Right.
wasn't going to avoid it, but like, as a human, you try to react to do something. But like, I don't understand how they didn't. So the way it works at air traffic control is like the landing plane or the plane on the runway owns the runway. And like, so it's an active runway and you can't be crossing that runway with
Right.
anything until that runway is no longer active. That's what I understand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they knew the plane was landing, first of all, why did they get permission? But no, but also like why didn't like you could those planes got lights. Like I
How
would
did they
argue
not
at
see it?
night, I would argue
But
at night it'd be a little easier because you have landing lights on.
but the
So,
thing is, when a plane's landing and it's got this approach coming down like this, those lights are
but it was
pointing
already on the
up.
ground, so
When
it was flat.
I got you.
So it
I
was
don't know.
slowing down. Like it was
Yeah, I
already on
mean,
the ground.
it's a horrible. I'm sure it's an accident. I don't think the
Yeah.
pilots were at fault. I don't think
No,
the
I don't
fire truck.
either.
I mean, I don't think they were
No,
wanting to get
whoever
hit,
it
but
was I mean, the radio control guy initially told the truck, you're clear to cross that runway.
yeah,
So clearly at that point when he said that, he was completely clueless to the fact that a plane was landing on that. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have it in front of him and he wasn't really prepared to give that order. Like he was unaware of the fact that there was a freaking plane landing on that. You know what I mean? Clearly, or he wouldn't have
yeah,
given the truck the green light to go.
yeah. And the truck was responding to
To the
another
different
plane
runway.
calling for like an odor on board or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it
So
wasn't just lazily, it was responding.
Yeah, it was going in a good clip. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just so shocked. I'm just like, how did those truck drive? Because there's like two people. How many people were in the truck? Two?
I was
Not
probably
I'm not
like
many.
sure.
six. There's probably like four or
Six?
six people. Yeah, it's a fire truck. They've got crew
Yeah, but
that
it
goes
ain't the
with
fire
them.
brigade, just the
No, but
ARF guy.
what? Oh, the foam? Is that the
No,
foam?
the
The
fire
de-icer?
aren't
Or
airport fire trucks green?
they can be. I just didn't know what ARF. I didn't know what ARF meant.
Airport fire fucking truck. I don't know.
AFER. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I have no idea.
But it is ARF. I do know that.
Okay.
That's all. But it's green usually. The ones here are. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know how people go. It can't be six, maybe four. I'm just so surprised that those people fucking lived.
That
An
must have been like a tank.
airplane just hit you
At 100 plus miles an hour.
Yeah, and killed the
and killed
pilots.
the pilots.
Yeah.
And you survived? Like that truck must be,
One, fire trucks are pretty stout.
well,
And
yeah.
they're not made to crumble, and a plane is a plane's like a bird. I mean, it's structurally very good at handling loads that it's designed to handle, but it's not designed to smash into a fire truck, so it's going to fail. You know,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
it's not strong in that regard. Planes aren't, I
Yeah,
mean.
and I guess the plane, like if it would have hit like the front section of it, you know,
Hmm.
like if they didn't kind of try to turn, maybe
Yeah,
it would have been a little worse. But like when you see it, because they kind of hit like the mid back.
yeah.
It's like where the collision occurred. Maybe that's what
It is strange
helped.
now, like the footage that we get from these news events, you know? I mean,
What do you mean?
it like when
How you can see it.
how you can see it. Yeah, like the helicopter that hit the plane at Reagan National last
Hmm.
year, and then this one. But it just seems like there's always a lot of much better footage these days. I guess cameras, there's just a lot
They're
of cameras at
everywhere.
airports,
They're everywhere. People have the phones out. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody
doorbells.
seems to capture something.
But when a
Yeah,
crime occurs,
yeah,
the
no one
camera was
knows.
never recording.
Yeah,
Why is that? Of course, it
nobody
didn't
knows
record it.
nothing. I like there was that dash cam of this trucker that was in he was in a parking lot at some industrial place where that UPS plane crashed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's shot from behind him, and you're looking out the windshield, and the plane just comes across the screen like scissor, right? Hits the ground, flames all behind it and everything. And he just like opens the door, like he just jumps
Dude,
out of the
that
car.
guy, somebody
Smart.
Craig works with knows that guy.
Really?
Yeah, and he was like, it was so hot. Like he's like, that's why I got out and ran. Not that because it was so hot. Like
I couldn't believe it.
I just that was what my brain told me to do was run.
I gotta see if I can find that.
But then so there was another Delta flight engine where they like take off. Where do they take off from? It was San Paulo. Where's San Paulo? Is that in
Brazil?
Brazil?
I believe so.
It was
Sao
taking
Paulo.
I'm not
off
sure.
to go to Hotlanta and engine explodes.
Not good.
Just fire.
Why are we talking about this? I'm getting on a plane in a week.
That's terrible.
Well,
Where are you
everyone
going?
was
Any?
fine.
Myrtle Beach,
Oh
South
yeah, good
Carolina.
place. Yeah.
Well,
We went
nothing's been
last
happening
year
there.
and it was a lot of fun. And again, I'm okay with golf. I'm not good at it, but it's like it's just a fun experience
Yeah.
with friends.
Are you gonna
And
go to the beach?
no, dude, it's all business. It's like fly down,
Oh,
tea time, dinner, sleep, wake up,
Fly
golf.
back.
Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's tea
How
time,
many
everything's
days of
planned
golf?
3 in a row.
3.
So
Is this like a tournament?
no, it's
A
just for fun.
20?
No, just for fun.
Okay.
But
yeah.
it's
Well,
Did
hard, dude.
you
well,
pack?
Three days of
the night times are going to be fun too. You guys are going to go out probably
yeah.
fucking boozing and whatnot.
The night times are fun. They are
Yeah.
definitely fun. Yeah, no, it's not like when I'm saying it's business, I'm not saying it's very fun. It's very pleasant, but
But there's no
we
extra
don't have
time
free
for
time.
extracurriculars. It's golf
It's pretty
and
much golf
booze
and
and
Yeah.
golf and
Golf and
sleep.
drinking.
pretty much that's
And
pretty
no
much it.
other.
That's
Okay.
about it.
So, but the golf course isn't on the beach.
Well,
That
I
would be
don't know.
cool.
I only know one of the ones we're going to. I don't know the other two courses yet.
Okay, so it's different each course. Is it like
Oh, we
does
play a different course each day.
right? So like you
Yeah.
know
That's
how some
cool.
courses are easier than others?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, they probably grade them somehow. Is it like first day is easier, second day is a little harder, and the third day is like the max?
So
Like you got
two of the one, I know last year we went to two, we went to three. Two of them were just very good courses. And then
Mhm,
one was national, which was designed by Arnold Palmer, like in the 60s, like contemporaneous to him. And
mhm,
the whole place is like Rat Pack 60s, but it's been refurbished. So it's all beautiful looking,
yeah,
but it's still the old style. And the course is just ridiculous. I mean, like the landscaping, I mean, you feel like you don't even want to walk on it. It's so pretty. And that's a very expensive place, but usually we go there and then two other little ones, you know. But
hmm,
they're all different. They have like I don't know. I don't they got to have 50 courses down there. It's like a major industry.
yeah.
Golf. I mean, at Myrtle Beach, I mean.
Well, I mean, golf. We have a lot of
Hmm.
courses here, but none of them are like great. Like there's, some of them, they're just, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
really
Just
have a beautiful like Augusta National course in
Yeah.
Kansas. I mean, that we're not going to be able to sustain that. But I mean, I don't know. Georgia's pretty hot. They do it down there.
Like they've got at the Arnold Palmer one, they've got like the holes are named like hole 5 is the gambler, and like they've got Kenny Rogers handprints off the tee
Hmm.
box and like I mean just all this crazy stuff.
A lot
Um
of times, too, are they? So a lot of golf courses here are on na are in our
Neighborhoods.
neighborhoods.
Yeah. Some. So there was one we went to, but the one I'm talking National's not. But yeah, some of them are integrated into neighborhoods. Those are
Yeah,
Yeah,
always
like
yeah,
weird.
housing.
It's kind of
we live
weird
in a golf
sometimes.
course. Like it's
Yeah. When people are sitting out and like watching it, it's kind of weird. I can't imagine how pro golfers golf with like thousands of people standing around them, but I think they end
yeah,
up,
like guys
I
just
agree.
grilling in the backyard. You tee off, and it's like your
Yeah.
ball goes in the grill. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I get
Yeah, it
nervous
happens.
if I have like a booger, I'm like, is anyone looking? And these guys are like, in front of 10,000 people doing something incredibly difficult. It's just, I can't believe
And
they're
like
able to do it.
noise, you're not supposed to. I guess you wouldn't have a
Yeah.
tea time in like an evening, or but kids, like if you're the kids are playing
Oh, there's
outside and they start
rules.
screaming,
Yeah, there's rules,
but
I'm sure. Yeah,
like
you can't be
you can't
loud.
really say anything about that.
I bet you some of the ones down there are 55 and older, 55 and older, I would
Yeah,
guess.
Hmm.
generally, I
Hmm.
think too.
One thing
Huh.
I wanted to ask you guys, another thing, if you saw this today, not we can come back to this, but um, the press conference that Trump had this afternoon at like
No.
6 o'clock, do yourself a favor.
Oh, okay, yeah. Did he release a statement like,
Well, he was talking about the Supreme Court case, and he was talking about about stopping the construction of the ballroom and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff. And anyway, so he was sitting at the Resolute desk, and he was just doing a press conference. It's like 32 minutes long. But if you haven't heard him in a while, I mean, I don't really watch him that much, but I just found it hilarious. He's just so frank, and he had so many like awesome comments and zingers and stuff like that. Like he was telling Europe, he's like they're all saying they need help because they don't have jet fuel and
yes, that's the
they
part I'm
need
talking
help with
about.
oil, and he's
But here's
like
it,
they can
number
just go
one,
get
buy
their
it from
own oil.
America. We got plenty.
Yeah, he's like buy it from us. Or like go get your own oil. We already did all the hard work. Like just go take it. And he actually said that. And then he's like they're like, "Oh, how long are we going to be there?" He's like, "I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks maybe." He's like, "Well, you know, basically his point was we're going to be gone when we're gone. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Like we're going to be there for 2, maybe 3 more weeks." And they're like, "Yeah, but what if there's still an insurgency or whatever?" And he's like, "Well, the French, like Britain, they can take care of that." He's like, "We've taken out anti-aircraft systems, their entire navy, their entire air force, their entire leadership. I think they can handle the dude on the beach with a gun shooting it at the tankers going by." I was like, "Damn." I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was I haven't
No, that
heard him
sounds.
talk quite
Wait,
like
now
that.
was this while he was signing an executive order? Because that's the only
Correct.
thing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. It's 41 minutes. It says President Trump signs an executive order. It's actually posted by the White House.
I think
That's
the talking part was like, at least the part where he was talking to journalists is like 30 minutes. But yeah, I mean, I didn't see the beginning. I came into it kind of halfway
yeah. This
through, but
has
he
to
was
be
like
it.
laying out the press again, and he was saying like what we say on the show, where he says, um, if you have if everyone in the country doesn't trust any of the press, that's very bad for the country. You know what I mean? He's like trying
Yeah,
to be magnanimous about it. He's like they're hurting us as a country by being so untrustworthy. He's like, I get 95% negative publicity and I won the last election in a landslide. He's like, you know what that tells you? It tells you that no one believes them, that they have no
yeah.
credibility. And how are you supposed you can't argue with it. It's a true fact. It's like, yeah, that's exact. How do you have that much negative publicity and then you still win? It's astounding.
Thank
It really
God.
is. I
So
know.
Spain closed the airspace,
I heard about that. Yeah.
which it's like, we'll just go around. Like,
And they
ooh,
do.
it's not that big of
Yeah.
that's not that big of a deal.
It costs fuel, costs time. I mean, and the whole thing is, it's like, I don't know. I think that's why he was like, you guys can get your own oil. Because again, we don't even get our oil through that strait.
I
Not
know.
a lot. I mean, almost none of it. It's
Well,
really
I mean,
China
from the
and
amount of
Europe.
money that I had to use to fill up Bertha, which still isn't that much. Like I'm
Oh, I
looking at a
hate it. No,
$75 gas bill a week.
but
But it used to
whatever.
be $97 to fill that bitch up.
I did it for
Whoa.
years, man. I did it in '08, '07, '08. I did it during Biden administration, whatever. I mean, look, if this thing ends and everything goes back to normal, everyone's going to be like, that was great. And if it doesn't, it's going to be
Yeah.
horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
and no one knows. No one knows. And anyone that tells you they know, they don't know.
Right.
And I hope it's the former. But
Well, I don't think it's gonna like result in a world war because nobody really likes them that much.
yeah, and when I say normal, I don't just mean gas prices. I mean just that area, the geopolitics of the Middle East. I mean, I just feel like there's been a lot of look, there's either been a lot of air let out and everyone can kind of take a breath and like refocus, or everything just got stirred up and there's going to be like horrible stuff going on. Again,
Do
Yeah, I
who
think
you
knows? No one
do you ever
knows.
did you ever play Pokemon Go?
I never have.
no.
I
Okay,
know
so
about it.
part
Yeah.
of the thing in there is like there's these Pokemon gyms and like there's like three teams that you get put on. And so like if you're a blue team and you come up on a red gym, you get battle. And then after the battle is done, like the color of the gym is gray. So if someone is standing next to you and gets in that gym, it doesn't matter if it was you, like that just conquered it, like
Yeah.
it's theirs. Like it doesn't matter that you did all the work. So hopefully it's like that. Hopefully it's not like they get out like, and then some other sh Ayatollah Jr. comes in or something,
I
another
think
crazy person.
that's probably more look, if we want to get out of this and not get bogged down in it further, then not I know we're getting going off on something else. He needs to just say, okay, well, we took out their nuclear capacity, we took out most of their missiles, we took out their navy, we won, we're done. And then
Hmm.
we leave. And if they put in another Ayatollah, then so be it.
Yeah.
You
No,
know, like
that
that's what has to happen. Because if we really make it a point, who knows if this is what Israel wants, but if we're really going to say we are going to go in there and make regime change happen, this is a disaster.
Yeah, because we
yeah.
tried to do that already
Well,
and
we
look,
do
it
that. We
didn't
try to
work.
do that everywhere, and we get bogged down, and we lose, trillions of dollars and thousands of lives. And
Hmm.
he can't go down that road. He just,
I think this was a very I don't doubt that we're going to be out very soon. I never thought this was going to go anywhere near like something that'd be like 6 months. I never did. I mean,
I hope you're right.
but the thing is, the thing that gave me some confidence is from the beginning, it's been a pretty narrow focus. I mean, if you listen to the rhetoric that was coming out in the weeks leading up to this, and we're sending the aircraft carriers there and da da da, and we flew the B-2s there last summer or whenever that was,
Hmm.
and took out some of their underground facilities. It's all about the uranium. It's all about the ballistic missiles. And if the focus is there is this threat, and we were there to take out this threat. Now, in the meantime, we also were taking the opportunity to get rid of the Ayatollah and da da da,
Yeah,
and we're just going to decimate this regime. We're not at war with, I'm not saying this, I'm saying this is what their argument would be. We're not at war with Iran, we're at war with the regime. If that's the goal and it's been done, and in this press conference, he's like, we've pretty much achieved that goal, and so we're going to be getting out. I have a hard time arguing against that.
same.
Um, but if it's this thing where it's like, um, Exxon comes in, it's like, well, hey, administration, hey, Trump, this guy, Jimmy, that's in there, that these people seem to be, they're not relevant to our interests. And then we need you to stay in there. One, I don't think Trump would do that. But of course, that would be a freaking disaster. I mean, and again, his any support he has would evaporate if it turned into something like that. I mean,
Do
I
you
would be
think
pissed, and I'm
do
a
you
pretty
think
big backer of him. Yeah.
that the whole Venezuela still in the oil was a pre thought like Do you think
100%.
these two things had like anything to
Yes.
do with each other?
I didn't before, but I do now. And
Hmm.
because it's all putting pressure on China, and it's
Yeah.
all putting pressure on Cuba. And and he's like,
Cuba.
no, I'm saying because Cuba's like going into the caveman times now.
Yeah. They're messed up now because
So
of Venezuela.
he,
Wait,
if you're
what?
oh, so Cuba used to get their oil, excuse me, from Venezuela.
Hmm.
And
And they're
Venezuela,
not.
I'm sorry.
They're not now.
And now they're not. And so they're having like millions of people in the dark. And I mean, it's not good. I mean, they don't have power, they don't have fuel.
Hmm.
They're having a really hard time down there.
So what are they doing? How are they going to
Well,
get some oil?
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm.
But again, I mean, it's not, it's people are always like, oh, it's only for oil. It's like, okay, yes, it's for oil, but it's just like everything else in human history. It's about power. And oil is the metric for power because you have to have oil to for industry and to build stuff and to be, a modern industrial, technologically advanced country. So it's
Hmm.
literally the
Hmm.
blood that runs through the body of civilization. So okay, yes, it's for oil, but it's what is the oil? The oil is power. So it's always been about
And it has
power.
to do, and it somehow there's a connection with it to the American dollar being like the currency,
And that's
the dominant currency of the world.
the
And so it's what is it?
petrodollar.
The petrodollar,
Yeah.
right? So it has to do with that as well. Yeah, look, I hope this is 4D chess or whatever they say that that there was this real purpose to this and it's a quick fix and we can get out. You know what I mean? Like if that happens and it all goes the way then it's like, hey, Trump's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next
Or
thing?
even, and I think lucky. I mean, look, there's a lot about this that's been lucky, in my opinion. And again, I don't know. I mean, I think our military capabilities are so far advanced past what we know. I mean,
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
you look at like the alien stuff or whatever, and we joke about that sometimes. But you look at like what people are saying, that are on the other end of our pointy stick. Like we said in Venezuela, like those guys are like on a military base. I mean, he was kidnapped from a secure installation on a military base. That's where we flew into. And the people that survived, and there weren't many, were basically like, there was like three helicopters, like 20 guys, and they just killed everybody. They
Yeah.
just killed everybody, hundreds
Yeah.
of people. And who knows what sorts of sound wave weapons were used, or I don't even want to know. I'm sure it was horrible. And it's not like you're seeing those autopsy reports online.
No.
I've looked. I've
Hmm.
looked. Maybe they'll come out eventually. But, around the world, like we do stuff. I mean, again, dropping those bombs last summer for their underground bunkers, they dropped this 30,000-pound munition into the ground, and then right behind it, they flew another one down the hole that the previous one just made. That's insane. I mean, that is amazing. That's like stuff
Mm.
that it's like science fiction.
Yeah,
So anyway,
and just imagine the stuff that we're doing right now. Like you
I
said, I
think
mean,
it's crazy. And
yeah.
all the stuff with drones, and
What
that's a
so
whole other
what
thing.
were they
But
saying about the ballroom? They're pausing construction on the ballroom. I don't think
so
it's really a ballroom. That's a front.
there was there was a it's he talks about it in this press conference, but basically there was a cease and desist because they were calling for like a 2 week pause because they want to review the preservationists want to review like the laws and everything. They're saying the president doesn't have the authority to do this. It has to be through Congress. And his point is, it's like, they put in the pool, they put in the bowling alley, they built the
Are they,
West
is
Wing,
he
they
paying
built the
for
East
it?
Wing. He is.
Yeah.
But in other words, there's been renovations on the White House 5 million times, like through
Yeah.
history, and no one's had to get congressional approval for that. And then he even came out in this press conference and he was like, and there's a bunker underneath that it was built during World War II or Korean War, and we need to update it. And there's no
That's what I
safe
think it
place.
is.
There's no safe place in the White House for a drone attack. And there's windows in the White House that aren't bulletproof. And this place is going to have windows that are 40 feet high and 5 inches thick of glass that looks crystal clear. And the roof is going to be reinforced steel with all kinds of anti-drone technology so things can't crash through the. I
With
mean,
a
another, and
bunker underneath of it.
with a
That's what I
bunker
think it is.
underneath. No, he
No,
said
like a
there's a
deep
bunker.
one.
Yes, he said
Oh,
this
he said that? Oh, why would he say that? Well, then that's
because
not
he's
really what
trying
made
to
me.
explain to people like how this is not just some frivolous thing that he wants to do, you know. And then he's like, people have been want or presidents have been asking for this to be built for 150 years. It's like, I don't know. This goes back to the whole thing of like, I really feel adrift because I feel like I can't even get an honest answer because the media, they're just going to shit on it, right?
Hmm.
So I know that. So I just discount what they say. And he's a self-promoter. So I'm not just going to believe what he says, everything he
But if
says.
he's
So I
paying
feel
for it,
like, whatever.
why does
Well,
that
yeah, there's
matter?
donors are paying for it. I mean, look, I get it. It's like it's not his house. I get that. But he is charged with maintaining it while he's in it.
Hmm.
And if it needs a new bunker, it needs a new bunker. Again, it's had a bazillion renovations over the years. I mean,
Yeah,
the
like if
British
you,
freaking burned it to the ground and we
And
rebuilt
and
it. So
and also,
whatever.
I think he's got a point, man. Maybe the White House does need a friggin' fancy, awesome ballroom.
Yeah, no, that too. I'm
I mean, like we have
100%.
world leaders and dignitaries and everybody coming to the White House to visit it. Why should it be a dump? Like, why can't it have this awesome? Why do they have to have these events out on the lawn with tents and folding chairs? Like, what are
Yeah.
we talking? You know what I mean? Like, that's
yeah.
crazy. Let them
It's
build it.
absolutely crazy. And the other thing is you can't there's no protections outside. When they set up those tents at the White House, they don't typically have clear sides. They'll have a perimeter set up that has like tarps or something so
Hmm.
there's no sight lines because it's very dangerous to have these people outside in
Yeah, but a
DC
tarp
with.
ain't bulletproof.
I know, but they can't see a target is the idea. But that's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
weak sauce if you're like, concerned
Well,
about
if you
those
just
sorts
wait,
of things. And it's
you can
not
hit something.
unprecedented. But I'm saying it's not unprecedented. There were events during Trump's first term where shut down DC and different Antifa groups in DC were like waiting for guests, like outside the perimeter, to like get in their face and throw water at them. And so this is not unprecedented. Grant, you never hear about that in the network news unless you live in this area. But that stuff used to happen all the time in the first. Doesn't happen now. Does not happen now. I haven't seen any of that. I don't think that's an accident. I mean, I get that's part of like why there's so many National Guard people downtown. But
Um,
anyway, going off
like the march, like the marching path, whatever it is.
the
I'm sure
march.
it's this is like the same where you start from the White House and you go march to the Capitol.
Oh yeah,
That
down
path.
Independence Avenue or
Yeah.
Constitution Avenue.
So,
Yeah,
um, is the same path for everyone. I mean, that's just the path.
pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
So I got a bone to pick. They have these things in the middle of the road that are like crotch high. They're crotch getters. They're crotch catchers. I don't know what they're for.
Yeah,
What are they
bollards. Are
for?
they like a
And
pole
why
that
do they need
sticks
to?
up?
Yep, they're like they're flexible a little bit. They're a little
Oh
like,
yeah, like those traffic.
They go down into the ground or they can come up there to prevent cars from driving into certain areas. Like all around the Capitol, if you look at the roads, there's huge metal, like 6 foot long plates that are
mhm,
part of the road. And during certain times, they're on a hinge and they can pop up to prevent
mm.
any car. Like they'll just shut down Independence Avenue, like boom, boom,
No,
boom, boom, boom.
they
These
have like a
walls pop up.
reflective thing on them. It almost kind of looks like maybe it's they're like
Oh, the
part of
zebra
the lane.
bars. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
flexy. Yeah, the
it looks
zebra
Yeah,
like it
bars.
looks like a traffic cone. It's like orange and white
yeah,
reflectors
and
on
they're
But
it.
they're like
crotch
real
catchers.
skinny. They're
Hmm.
skinny.
And
Yeah.
the amount of times my ass they caught me,
Yeah.
like they were just the right height. Like if I was a
I've
little shorter, mm-mm,
I've never
I'd
had
have got.
that issue. Yeah, zebra bars is what they call them.
Well, they need to figure something else. That's a hazard.
Man, we really covered all the bases.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
this went way beyond the TSA and the airports for sure. And
Um,
we
I'd
didn't
like to
even get
say
into
I don't
what's
I
like
up.
know.
Atlanta.
Oh
I
yeah.
hate Atlanta. That's just a PSA.
Yeah,
Like
you were
Atlanta.
saying you did not like Atlanta. I'm
The airport's
sorry.
not that bad. The plane train's fine. It's a pretty quick airport to get around.
Hmm.
But Atlanta's hot
Oh, hot like
Oh
and it
temperature.
yeah.
rains a lot. Every time I've been there, it rains. It
It was
makes it
in the
humid and hot.
it was in the 80s here in the swamp today.
Mm.
We hit the 80s.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
80s
we
here
were high
too.
70s for sure. It was gorgeous out. It was amazing.
Well, that's
So
good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
glad we all got a little good
76.
weather.
Well, not
76.
yeah, it was nice today. And then there's naders in the cast tomorrow and Friday.
Man,
So,
Good luck.
it'll be fine.
Get
get
yeah,
in that safe
you
room.
got that shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, safe room.
Yeah.
But
All right.
which I like a little
Well,
bit better than a basement, I think.
what do you
We know how
guys
to use
think?
it, so
It's pretty late, man. Have we been on for a while?
we've been
Yeah,
on
Feels
I
for a
like
got
it.
to
while.
All right, we've been on for a while. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Good
take
luck at your airport's excursion,
Yes,
Mike.
thank you very
I hope
much.
may your lines be long or not
Short.
long. Get
Yeah.
clear. Get TSA. Get clear.
Oh, I
It's
think
not
it's too
TSA
late
clear.
for that. I don't think I
Oh,
could do it.
you
Yeah.
could do it right at the airport. You sign up and go. It's easy.
I'll try. I'll look into
Bye.
it. Take care. Bye bye.
All right, bye, guys.